Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. So I have a very special show. I have Bethany Drysdale of the Nevada Tourism Department of Tourism, and we're going to do a show on Lovelock.
Yes.
Now, Lovelock is a place to go to maybe for Valentine's Day, or
it's a great Valentine's Day destination because of the name. And actually, we have a video to kind of introduce what people do out there in Lovelock, and then we'll get into telling you all about it.
Keith, let's see what they do in Lovelock.
Welcome to Lovelock, Nevada, where friends, family, and lovers come to forever lock their love. Shortly after the turn of the millennium, Lovelock adopted the ancient Chinese custom of symbolically locking one's love on a never-ending chain. Dedicated on Valentine's Day 2006, this custom has made Lovelock the nation's official love-locking destination. It is said that as long as your lock remains on the chain, love will endure. Hundreds of locks adorn the plaza here in Lovelock, placed with care by lovers wishing to symbolize their everlasting love. Simply attach your lock to the chain and throw away the key, thus uniting your love for eternity. Or better yet, keep the key as a constant reminder of your everlasting love. I caught up with Kirsten Hertz with Lovelock's Chamber of Commerce to find out a little bit more about locking your love here in Lovelock. So tell us, please, how did the whole lock your love thing get started?
Well, it's really kind of exciting, and we were in the process of looking for an idea to really put Lovelock on the map. And at the same time, the Nevada Commission on Tourism was making efforts to open the Chinese market to tourism. And their staff member, Lu, saw the name Lovelock and linked it to the attraction in China, which is known as Lover's Lock. And so that's kind of where the tradition came from, and we've built on it here and kind of created our Nevada version.
So how many locks approximately are here on the chains, you think?
There's several hundred right now, and then we're working towards adding additional chain and additional bollards to let more people lock their love, and hopefully it'll expand all through town.
So, Cammie, I saw you locking your love with your mommy over there. Tell us why you wanted to do that.
Well, because I love my mommy and I wanted to show her how much I really love her. So 20 years from now we can come back, find our lock, and remember all the good times we had locking our love at Lovelock, Nevada.
Oh, that's so sweet. So even mommies and their daughters can come to Lovelock and lock their love, right, Cammie?
Yes.
With your lock, you can also get a Polaroid shot and a note card where you have the opportunity to share your love story with the world. Here's some recent examples. Here's the secret to love according to Lila and Monty. Always looking for fun, laughing at ourselves, and respect. And Sandra and Dave's secret: a person never knows how many remaining years they have. Cherish each day with your lover, do special things, and let the little things go. In the middle of the Nevada desert, where you think only the sagebrush flower grows, there is something extraordinary blooming just east of Reno, and that something is love. My beautiful wife Wendy couldn't be here with me today, but I got a lock for us. It says Dave and Wendy 2006. Now our love is locked. Love you, honey. So make the trip out here to Lovelock and see how locking your love will make it last forever. Load up the car and visit Lovelock, Nevada, located just a little over an hour east of Reno on I-80. Learn more about locking your love at loverslock.com.
Well, we're back from our little video of Lovelock, and a tradition of using a lock to express your love for your loved one.
Yes, the tradition has been going on for ages in China, and actually how it started in Nevada, we had a woman on our staff who was from China, and one day driving out Interstate 80, she saw the sign for Lovelock and said, oh, that's just like what we do in China. There's this tradition of hanging your lock with your loved one on a chain and throw away the key, and legend says that as long as your lock is on the chain, your love will remain. So we started thinking about it, trying to figure out how we could use that story for Lovelock, because it's a great little town, but their problem is that people just go flying by on the interstate and don't stop. So Lovelock, with some grants from the Nevada Commission on Tourism and through their own chamber, and everybody involved got on board with this, and they created this Lock Your Love idea. They put up this sign on the interstate telling people, you need to stop, you need to pull off the freeway here, come into town, and what you do is you go behind the courthouse there, and it's a round courthouse, which is cool. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But you go behind the courthouse, and they built this.
So you go around the round courthouse.
Yeah, go around the round courthouse.
Okay.
They built this Lover's Lock Plaza, and there's all these chains, and people have been locking their love, adding locks, and we have a picture of it, and I have my own. I haven't gone with my husband yet to lock our love.
So you can do a road trip to lock your love?
Yes.
I think that's so cool. Now, the plaza's behind the courthouse.
It's behind the courthouse. This is the only place in the United States that does this. Like I said, it started in China, but there's a place in Italy, I think you pronounce it Ponte Vecchio or Vecchio. They do it
I hope
there.
that's correct.
I hope it's correct.
Sounds dirty.
On Valentine's Day, we don't want to go there. Another place, the Great Wall of China and the Yellow Mountains, they do it there. There's a place I think in the Dominican Republic that does it. This is the only place in the United States, and what better place than a place called Lovelock?
The Great Wall of China?
Yeah.
That's a lot of locks.
It's a lot of love.
Well, there's a lot of people there, too.
Yeah, a lot of love.
Well, that lock's beautiful. Now, when I get there, and if I can find a woman that loves me, too, that's going to be tough. I find, where do I buy the lock?
There are places throughout town that sell them. The Chamber is one place you can go. There's bars and restaurants, stores, and they have a sign in their window. And you'll see the same color scheme, same logo throughout town, so you know what you're looking at. And that's where you can buy a lock. Some places have put together packages where you can buy like a drink in a bar, 2 for 1, of course.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
And they'll go with you and take your picture while you lock your love. There are places that will engrave the locks for you, so you can do that as well. And
Well, yeah.
you have to.
So once you go to the square, you do your lock, and it'll be there forever? So they're not going to move your lock?
Throw away the key or keep it as a memento, and the lock will be there, and nobody's going to come along and bulldoze this. And the legend says, as long as your lock is there, you will remain together with your loved one.
So you and your husband can go back for the rest of your lives and check out your Lovelock and see it's there.
Yes, and
I like
see it
that.
there. It's a neat way, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. It's a really great way to spend Valentine's Day. And actually, this started with the big ribbon cutting ceremony was on Valentine's Day about 3 years ago. The then Lieutenant Governor Lorraine Hunt was out there and locked her love with her then fiance, now husband.
All right.
So it was just really a great event to unveil this Lovers Lock Plaza, and people they've been going ever since and making a day trip out of it. It's a great day trip.
Well, I love romantic things. I've always enjoyed that kind of romantic music and things. We're playing Martin and Vargas right now in the background. And so I think it's a great idea. Because one, it's within range. It's a day trip, right? About an hour and a half from here.
It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. A couple ways to get there. If you from Carson City, you can go to Fernley, and then cut up from Fernley on Interstate 80 and go out Interstate 80. I prefer Fallon. Take Highway 50 all the way to Fallon, and then take alternate 95 from Fallon up to Interstate 80. And it's about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive.
Well, that sounds good. Okay.
So yeah, it's a great day trip. There's a lot to do out there. The town itself really got on board, and this is what's cool about Nevada. When somebody has a good idea, people really get behind it. So you'll see banners throughout town that say "Lock Your Love." As I said, signs in the windows of places that are participating in this, and it's just really a cool way to bring together the town, and they've all jumped on board with it.
Well, it sounds like if you showed up with your love, that you're going to get treated pretty good.
Yes, you will.
Plus, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it's something unique, something that you would think would be kind of obvious. A name like Lovelock, there's got to be a way to play on that. So it's fun that they were able to do this.
Well, that's smart. Your Chinese person did a good job.
Yes, she did a great job. I mentioned the courthouse earlier.
Yes.
So backtrack a little bit. It's a round courthouse. It's the Pershing County courthouse. And there's only 2 or 3 round courthouses still in use in the entire United States. So that alone is very unique. And the circle is very symbolic of love. That's why you wear a wedding ring, and people give each other rings, because it's a sign of never-ending love. The circle never ends. So to have a round courthouse, very symbolic of love. Because it's a courthouse, you can get your marriage license there.
I was just going to say that. If you want to actually get married, is that an option?
It is an option.
They have a beautiful place to do the marriage thing?
Yeah, the courthouse is very old and historic, but beautiful. There's a photo of it up now, and it's a beautiful courthouse.
Oh, it is beautiful.
It's different, it's unique. You can get your marriage license right there on site. And in Nevada, you don't have to wait, so you can get married right there. You can get married, then go outside and lock your love right behind the courthouse.
All right, road trip. Go get
Yes.
married.
Yes.
If you're on the edge, go do it.
When we're talking about road trip, going out to Lovelock itself is really a cool thing, whether it's Valentine's Day or not. Although, Valentine's Day is February 14th, and it's a weekend this year.
Well, that makes it good.
It makes it perfect. It's so hard when it's during the week to try to rush home and get flowers, make dinner, whatever you're going to do. So this is on a weekend, perfect time to, take some time to really show your loved one that you have put some thought into, into
plus,
this.
get yourself the heck out of the house and take a little road trip with your love and get away from that computer, get away from that TV. And,
Exactly.
And then buy some roses for her and
And
a lock.
And a lock. The town is pretty cool. There's, of course, bars and restaurants. There's an old historic train depot there.
Oh, I like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very neat. I just read that Nevada is coming up on its, I think, centennial of something with the railroad. Is that a good description?
Old stuff.
Old stuff. They're coming up on a big anniversary. The railroad really was instrumental in creating Nevada and taming the West.
Well, we'll find out the anniversary and we'll get that onto
Yeah, and we'll get that up there. The train depot was set to be demolished, and Union Pacific decided rather than demolish it, they'll give it to the town. So they've given it to the town, and it's now city property. They're renovating it. There are plans in the works to turn it into like a restaurant cafe type of place, but it's just a neat place to go and explore. There's Marsden House Museum. It's just a cool old museum with lots of mining stuff on display. There's a lot to do within town. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So when you get there, you're not going to be bored.
Exactly. Everybody knows who Charlie Chaplin is.
Oh, yeah.
His leading lady, Edna Purviance, is from Lovelock. She was in all the movies with them.
That's probably where I heard the name from.
Yes.
To be honest, I'm a movie buff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I know.
Edna Purviance is a Lovelock, was a Lovelock resident. So you can see her house is no longer there, but you can see where it was. The museum, the Marsden House Museum, has stuff from her childhood there on display. So there's a lot of neat stuff to see there that you wouldn't necessarily think because it's on Interstate 80. You just keep driving unless you have a reason to pull off and explore.
Well, pull off and check out Lovelock.
Yes. Another thing nearby is the Rye Patch Reservoir. It's supposed to be a trails show, so we should talk about trails. And
yes.
The reservoir is really a great place to go. Boating, fishing, hiking, anything that you could do on state public land. It's the water is fresh water. In Nevada, sometimes our lakes are not fresh. We have a lot of salt lakes here, but this is a freshwater lake. It's just a cool outdoorsy place to go.
So you have if you have your own boat, is it deep enough for boating and all that kind of things?
Yeah.
Is it big enough?
I would check parks.nv.gov to find out information on what's allowed there. But
what's the name again, please?
Parks.nv.gov.
No, I meant the name of the...
Rye Patch Reservoir.
Rye Patch Reservoir?
Rye Patch Reservoir.
Because, one thing we have to maybe reiterate is that this place is year-round. Lovelock's year-round. You can declare your love after you go boating.
Yeah.
Or before boating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure she drives the boat correctly.
Yes.
While you're skiing.
She doesn't make you fall out of the boat. Yeah, it's a year-round thing that you can do. And even Rye Patch Reservoir, you don't have to wait for the weather to warm up. Great hiking. It's just, Nevada is mostly public land, so this is a great place to take advantage of that public land.
Well, that sounds good. Are you showing some pictures of that right now as we're going? I haven't really been looking at them.
Yeah, there's some pictures up of the reservoir, some signs. There's great campground and picnic areas. So, that's even better. Go out to Lovelock, take a picnic lunch, maybe pop the question over a picnic lunch and some of the most beautiful scenery in Nevada, and then go to the courthouse.
Says, yes,
yes,
you're right by the courthouse. She says no, you can go skiing.
Yeah, there you go. Don't give her time to say no.
Yeah.
Just go straight to the courthouse.
Yeah. Well, it looks beautiful. I can see just glimpses of the pictures going by.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful place. Interstate 80 can be so kind of a long, straight drive, but there really is a lot to see if you stop and take the time to explore a little bit. One of the cool things out there, it's called the Lovelock Caves, and this is
Heard heard of those
These,
too.
have you heard of these?
Yeah.
It's fascinating. They found these Thule duck decoys, and that's now actually our state artifact, our official state artifact. They were found in the Lovelock caves, and there's a lot of ancient Indian artifacts that have been found there, and you can go explore the caves. Of course, all the artifacts have been taken out and put behind safe
museums.
Yeah, museums.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's really an interesting thing that we have going on out there. So, another place to go along the way is Unionville. I'm kind of a literary nut, and Unionville, I'm dying to go there, and I'll admit I haven't been there yet because it's a little bit off-road. But Mark Twain actually had a mining claim there, and you can still go to Mark Twain's cabin. He only lived there, from what I understand, about 20 days because he gave up on his claim. He said,
I was just thinking that. He doesn't have a really good history of actually doing work.
No, he mined it. From what I understand, he made it about 12 feet down the mine, and then he said, I'm done.
That doesn't sound like him either.
Yeah.
I've heard more I hear about him.
Yeah.
He worked hard at work, not working.
Yes, he kind of perfected that art, I think. But Unionville is this great, I call it a ghost town because there's not a whole lot there, but I think the residents would disagree with me. It's not really a ghost town. There are people that live there. There's a B&B bar, of course.
A B&B bar?
Yes. And Mark Twain's cabin. And, I wouldn't go in the cabin. It looks like it's about to fall over, but there's a lot of really cool history there. And, the Mark Twain link is just fascinating to me.
Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, you're going to tell us more about the Lovelock region, and so far it sounds like a pretty good place to lock up.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Thank you.
If erosion from my land goes into the lake, it won't be the gem, the wonderful thing that it is now.
Everybody is making a contribution to the decline in water quality unless they actually use best management practices.
I feel privileged to be able to live here, and this way we will all contribute to the clarity of the lake.
In order to protect our riding opportunities, we've got to tread lightly. That means staying on roads, trails, and areas designated for ATVs. Also, go over, not around trail obstacles to avoid widening trails. And cross rivers slowly, and only at places where the trail crosses the stream. Join the millions of responsible riders who protect our privileges and our natural resources by treading lightly in the outdoors. Visit Tread Lightly at treadlightly.org.
Hi, we're back with Bethany Drysdale over at the Nevada Department of Tourism, and I kind of lost track of us talking about Mark Twain. I was kind of kidding around about his work ethic, but this cabin looks like it's kind of a serious cabin there.
Yeah, he did build the cabin with every intention of mining, from what I understand.
So it's not as bad as I thought it was. I think we did a show where someone said he knocked down some trees to try to claim property and then didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything with it.
But this looks like he actually built a cabin.
He did. He built a cabin, and he had a mine. He had the claim, he had the mine, but he only dug, I think I said about 11 feet, 12 feet.
And this is in the Lovelock region?
Yes, just outside of Lovelock. It's actually off Interstate 80 and then off a dirt road. So you want to make sure that you've got a car that can handle the dirt, gravelly road. But it's called Unionville. And
Unionville.
yeah, and it's one of those kind of old, interesting Nevada towns that there's not much there, but what is there is just absolutely priceless.
Well, it's an old mining town.
It is. It's an old mining town. I don't know that much gold was taken out of there. It's not like Elko that is still producing. It's the world's third largest producer of gold.
Still?
Still.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Elko, that one city produces the most gold in the U.S. And the third most gold in the entire world. So Nevada's still got a lot of rich hillside out there.
So it's a good place to kind of nose around.
Yeah, it is.
Because I had Stanley Kerr on the show for Nevada Mining Towns, and I don't really remember him talking about this. You'd think a Mark Twain thing would be something that people would see.
Yeah, Unionville, I don't know why it's kind of overlooked. Like I said, I'm kind of a literary nut, and so I love any connections to Mark Twain.
Well, when I was in 6th grade, I went to Annabelle, Missouri, which is his birthplace, and I still have a little bust of his head.
Yeah, I went there in 4th grade, I think.
Yeah, you did
Yeah,
too?
I've been there.
Oh, yeah, that's when I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you couldn't believe it. You're feeling it, and this is something I'd like to do.
Yeah, it's it's a very cool connection to Mark Twain, you know, and we've got Virginia City so close with the Mark Twain Museum and all the artifacts from his office when he was the editor at the newspaper there. So we have a lot of touches, you know, a lot of connections with Mark Twain.
Does his 12-foot, was that like in rock? Or is he blowing up stuff? Because he does look like he could
Yeah.
probably blow up stuff very safely.
I don't know how he mined, but he didn't get far, so...
He must have blown something up and decided, I'm going to go back to writing.
Yeah, I decided this is not not as much fun as it looks.
Well, anyways, I just thought that was interesting because I was like in Unionville, then I got Mark Twain.
We're talking about love and then talking about Mark Twain. I don't know.
Well, that sounds good. What's the next one on the old story?
After that, you know, I mentioned the saltwater lakes of Nevada.
Yeah, I didn't know that was so prevalent, to be honest.
Yeah, Nevada was mostly covered by the Lahontan Sea, and we still have Lake Lahontan, which is a saltwater lake.
Did not know that.
Yeah, that's why Pyramid Lake is saltwater. Walker Lake is saltwater. We have a lot of saltwater lakes and areas around here. Much of Nevada was covered by this Lahontan Sea. And on the drive out to Lovelock, there are still these remnants of the bottom of the sea. They're called tufa formations, and you can see them driving along. And it's the limestone formations. And to the naked eye, you might think, you know, those are just rocks, but those are actually the limestone formations that were on the bottom of the sea. People study this. This is a really, really interesting phenomenon, and we have it, you know, next to a major interstate.
Well, is that some of the things like I see in rock stores where they have all these beautiful creatures in the rock from?
Well, yeah, you'll find find things trapped in the rock, and
so I could go there and like look at a big wall and see all these creatures.
Well, no, it wouldn't be quite that that prevalent. But you will see most of them look like towers, but there will be big boulders, and if you've ever seen pictures of like Pyramid Lake, that's a very prominent area of tufa formations. So going out to Lovelock is a great way to see these formations.
Did you have a picture of a tufa?
Yeah, there's some flashing now, and that's Pyramid Lake that we're looking at right now, to show what, you know, people may not know that they're looking at tufa, but that is what used to cover the bottom of this Lahontan Sea. That's
pretty impressive.
It is. It's really fascinating, and those have been around for thousands and thousands, you know, maybe millions of years. The sea dried up, and we have Nevada left over.
Well, actually, that's one reason why I love you being on the show, because every time you're on the show, I learn about Nevada, and it's my home state, and it's one place I ever felt like I belonged. And when you see this picture, you're thinking, man, that's so cool.
It is so cool. You know, I heard once. Forgive my facts because I hear these great things, but I never remember where I heard them. I heard that the underground geysers and such that used to be under Yellowstone, that formed Old Faithful and formed a lot of the geology of Yellowstone, has shifted and is now under Nevada. That's why we've got some great geothermal activity in Nevada.
Excellent.
We've got these great formations. We've got all this really cool stuff happening in Nevada underground. Just thanks to the way the Earth shifts.
Well, with the new energy systems, we could really luck out.
We could, if we take advantage of that. There's a lot we could do with that geothermal energy.
Well, I was also kind of curious to back up to Elko.
Yes.
Elko is still the largest producer of gold?
In the U.S., and the third, it fluctuates between third and fourth largest in the world. We're behind China, India, I think, and I'm not sure when we come in third. Yeah, just in Elko, and actually the Barrick mine is the major world producer of gold. The Barrick mine in Elko actually offers tours.
So I was going to say, can I go there and check this place out?
Yeah, you can tour the mine. You have to sign up ahead of time, so they've got to give you clearance, but they do tours in Elko.
They can trust me.
Yeah, they can trust me. I don't even like gold. I wear silver.
Yeah, it clashes with my other gold shirts.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go tour the Barrick mine. There are a couple other big mines there, but Barrick is the one that comes to mind right now. You know, and a lot of people that live out there are employed by the gold mines. So we still, you know, people think gold mining is a, you know, old West thing, but it's still going on and still a major producer of wealth in the state.
Well, that's very exciting. You mentioned also Winnemucca too. Mm-hmm. So if you go to Lovelock, that's kind of a place that has more of the motels close by.
Yeah, on Interstate 80 going west to east, you've got Lovelock, then about an hour farther is Winnemucca, and then about an hour farther is Elko. So you've got those three in a row. Winnemucca is a great place to stay. They actually just built a new, I believe it's a big geothermal facility there to harness some of that geothermal energy.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're doing good things out there. Winnemucca is just a fun cowboy town. Much of Nevada is, cowboy culture. So Winnemucca is a great place to stay. If you're going to Lovelock, you can stay at Sturgeon's Hotel or go into Winnemucca where there's a lot of really great hotels, more things to do, some great Basque restaurant.
In Winnemucca?
In Winnemucca. See, my eyes light up when I talk about food.
Well, the Basque restaurants are excellent. Is that one of the Overland hotels we talked about before?
No, there's no Overland in Winnemucca, I don't think.
I thought there's a whole bunch of them.
There are. There's all over the state. It seems like there's a Overland in every town. But no, in Winnemucca, there's the Winnemucca Hotel, and it's a Basque restaurant. There's a couple other really good old ones.
It's just called Winnemucca Hotel.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a hotel.
Oh, well,
it's just a restaurant.
Winnemucca Motel, that's not really a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool. Because I was thinking if you got married in Lovelock, that you might want to stay in Winnemucca.
Yeah, and if you bring family out for the wedding, if you're going to do a full wedding in Lovelock, what better than a family-style dinner at a Basque restaurant? That is just the epitome of celebration and family joy. I love getting all giddy talking about Basque food.
Well, it sounds like you better bring Basque food when you get married. It's like a good match.
Yeah.
Well, the Lovelock again it's year-round. You don't have to go there to get married at Valentine's Day.
No.
And you just go there behind the courthouse is the pavilion, you said?
Yeah.
And you could buy the locks at any store that has like a heart in the window?
Yeah, they have these signs, and we've shown some pictures of the banners and the signs, and they're all the same style, and they say "Lock Your Love." Go to a place that has one of those in the window, and you can buy a lock. I'm not sure what they charge, $5 to $10, I think.
Is it kind of a romantic place, or is it just a commitment place where you put your lock and then go to the bar and have a drink? Or
a little bit of both. You can make it a romantic weekend. It really is a cool old town, so you can really make it a cool romantic time. Or, go hang your lock and hit a bar.
Well, I've been to Niagara Falls a couple times when I was younger, and they kind of overdo it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to go there and get thrown up by too many hearts and all that stuff. And,
no, you're not going to get
I like the idea of going there and committing and enjoying your somebody who's not at home. You're out there doing something and seeing Nevada, as it were. Yeah. But I don't want them people to go there and say, on Nevada Trails, I got there and got smothered by people trying to get us to do a Lovelock condo or something.
No, it's nothing like that. It's very much the rural Nevada mentality of kind of live and let live. If you come there to lock your love, they appreciate that you came there, but you're not going to be smothered by hearts and pink and purple.
Good. All right. I don't want to send anybody there to get them in trouble. But if you're committed to a relationship, it sounds like it's a good thing to do for a day trip, and we've talked about many times. And go get your lock. Tell them Michael sent you from Nevada Trails. And Bethany, did you have a phone number you want to hand out for any reason or anything? Just call the Chamber of Commerce there?
Call the Chamber of Commerce or go to loverslock.com.
Loverslock.com.
That's the website, and you can see what other people have done to. When they lock their love, they can submit their story online of their love story, and so you'll read other people's stories of how they fell in love and how they went to Lovelock and locked their love.
So loverslock.com, that sounds like we're going to get some people in trouble real bad.
Yeah, you got to be careful what comes up on the Google.
If somebody wants to get married and they're all of a sudden reading love stuff, it's going to be, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, if you go to Lovelock, let us know how you liked it. Let Bethany know, and we'll get people out there and take some more pictures and essentially, like I said, make people know it's a good place or not, and we'll just keep on giving people the information. Sounds like it's a good place to go.
It is, but we always love the feedback. So if people go out there and they have suggestions for how to make it better, how to make the experience better, send them to the Lovelock website or travelnevada.com. That's the tourism website.
Sounds good. Well, go check the Lovelock and let us know. Thank you for being on the show, Bethany Drysdale, Department of Tourism, and this has been Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Thank you.